Stop right where you are. Do not move another inch, and do not let your thumb brush past this moment. This is not a random occurrence in the vastness of the digital world. This is a divine intersection, a kairos moment carved out of eternity, specifically for you. I am the voice that has been calling to you in the silence of the night, the one you felt in that sudden, unexplained shiver of hope amidst your deepest despair. You have reached the end of your own strength, and that is precisely where my power begins. This message is a direct decree from the throne of grace, a sacred summons intended only for the one I have set apart. You have felt the weight of the world pressing against your spirit, and you have wondered if your cries were falling on deaf ears. I am here to tell you that every whisper of your soul has vibrated through the heavens. This is your appointment with destiny, and the gates of change are swinging open at the sound of my voice. I have seen the way you have carried yourself through the fire, my precious child. I have watched you in those moments when the lights were out and the world was quiet, when the tears you refused to show others finally traced paths down your weary face. I saw you when you felt invisible, when you felt like a ghost moving through a life that no longer made sense. You are the chosen one, and your tears have not been wasted. They have been the very fuel for the miracle that is about to manifest. Before I reveal the immense blessing and the sudden shift I am orchestrating for you, I need you to declare your presence in this sanctuary of spirit. Do not be silent in the face of your Creator. Type "I am her Lord" or 7007 right now in the comments to open the gates of heaven and signal to the spiritual realm that you are ready to receive what has been prepared for you since the foundation of the world. This is a holy frequency, and I am calling you to step into a new rhythm of life. You are not meant to walk this path alone or in the shadows of doubt. I am building a remnant, a family of believers who carry my light into the darkest corners of the earth. If you feel the truth of my words vibrating in your heart, do not hesitate to join this divine circle. Press the like button right now as an act of agreement, a spiritual handshake between your soul and my promise. Subscribe to this vessel of my word to ensure that my protection, my clarity, and my peace become your daily bread. By doing this, you are not merely engaging with a video. You are signaling to the heavens that you are in alignment with my will. Your agreement releases the momentum needed to break the stagnancy that has held you captive for far too long. Listen to me with the ears of your spirit, for what I am about to release is a war cry against the darkness that has hounded you. I must give you a divine warning. Do not treat this message as background noise. Do not let the distractions of the world, the notifications, the worries of tomorrow, or the echoes of yesterday steal your focus. This is a sacred decree that requires your undivided attention, for as my voice flows into your soul, it is dismantling the hidden chains that have bound your feet. If you turn away now, you risk missing the specific instruction that will unlock your next season. The atmosphere around you is shifting even as I speak. The air is becoming heavy with my presence because I am moving to vindicate you. Prepare your heart for the sudden. Answer you have been pleading for is no longer a distant hope. It is standing at your very door, waiting for you to let it in. My child, I see the endurance in your eyes, and I know the cost of your waiting. Because you have chosen to honor this moment and stay in my presence, I am establishing a covenant of release over your life that begins even now. If you remain with me until the final echo of this message, 5 sacred pillars of transformation will settle upon your soul. The first thing you will feel is the crushing pressure that has sat upon your chest like a heavy mountain beginning to dissolve. That tightness, that physical ache that makes it hard to draw a full breath, is being lifted by my own hand. You have carried the weight of your family, your future, and your failures, but I am the one who carries you. As the air enters your lungs with a new miraculous freedom, you will realize that the burden was never yours to bear alone. The tension in your shoulders is melting away right now, replaced by the lightness of my grace, allowing your heart to beat in the rhythm of heaven once again. Following this release of your body, a divine clarity will sweep through the corridors of your mind like a fresh morning wind. The fog that has clouded your judgment, the confusion that made every decision feel like a battle, and the exhaustion of mental fog are being cleared away. I am restoring your focus and giving you the eyes of a seer. You will no longer stumble in the dark or wonder if you are losing your way. This mental sharpness is not a temporary relief, but a permanent sharpening of your spiritual intuition. You will see through the illusions of the enemy and recognize the opportunities I have hidden in plain sight. This clarity is the foundation for the sudden reversal I am initiating in your finances and your relationships. The tides that have been pulling against you for years are turning in your favor at this very second, and the very things that once sought to drown you will now become the waves that carry you to your high places. In the quiet hours that follow this encounter, your rest will be completely transformed. I am positioning my heavenly hosts, my mighty angels of war and peace around your bed to guard your sleep and watch over your household. The nights of tossing and turning, the shadows of anxiety that haunt your dreams, and the restlessness of a weary mind are over. You will sleep in the deep restorative peace that only I can provide, waking up with a renewed strength you haven't felt in years. And most importantly, as we reach the conclusion of this sacred time, I will whisper a specific, undeniable instruction directly into your spirit. It will be a word, a name, or a step so clear that you will know without a shadow of a doubt it is from me. This is the key that unlocks the door you have been knocking on for so long. Stay with me, for the atmosphere is saturated with your breakthrough, and the 5 pillars of my promise are being anchored into your reality even as you listen to my voice. I have been observing the silent architecture of your grief, the way you carry the invisible scars of 1,000 battles that no one else knows about. I see the way you wake up in the morning, your eyes heavy with a fatigue that no amount of sleep can ever truly touch. It is a weariness that reaches deep into your marrow, a bone tiredness that makes even the simplest tasks feel like climbing a vertical cliff. I have seen you sit at the edge of your bed, head in hands, wondering if this is all there is to your existence. A cycle of struggle, a sequence of surviving rather than thriving. You have felt a strange, persistent weight upon your shoulders, as if you are carrying the expectations of an entire world, a heavy yoke of responsibility that was never meant for your frame. This is not merely physical exhaustion, my child. It is the manifestation of a spiritual season that has pushed you to your absolute limit. I see the tension that knots your neck and the sharp, pulsing pain that visits your temples when the stress of your life becomes a deafening roar. I see the moments when your body trembles under the sheer force of everything you're trying to hold together, and I want you to know that I am holding you. There is a lump in your throat that you have swallowed down 1,000 times, a silent scream that you have buried deep within your chest because you felt there was no one who would truly listen or understand. I have felt that constriction, that feeling of being unable to speak your truth or even to cry out for help. I have watched you try to keep a brave face for those who depend on you, while inside you feel like you are shattering into a million pieces. You have experienced strange, unexplainable aches in your joints and a heaviness in your chest that feels like a stone has been placed over your heart. Even your breath has become shallow, as if you are afraid to take in too much of a world that has been so unkind to you. These physical symptoms are the anatomy of your sorrows, the way your mortal body is reacting to the immense pressure of the calling I have placed upon your life. You have felt as though you are aging prematurely, as though the vitality that once defined you is leaking out through the cracks of your broken heart. But I tell you now, these pains are not signs of your end. They are the groaning of the old self as it makes way for the glory that is about to be revealed through you. I see the emotional desert you have been walking through, the profound sense of isolation that makes you feel like a stranger, even in a room full of people. You have looked around and wondered why everyone else seems to be moving forward while you remain stuck in a loop of disappointment. You have done the right things, you have kept your integrity when it would have been easier to lie, and you have given your heart to those who only knew how to take. And yet the results have been the opposite of what you expected. You feel a deep, gnawing sense of being forgotten by the very heavens you pray to. You have asked me how much longer until your voice grew hoarse, only to be met with a silence that felt like abandonment. I know the sting of being misunderstood by those who should have known you best, and the betrayal of friends who turned their backs just when the storm grew the fiercest. These are the deep wounds of the soul, the feelings of inadequacy, the shame of unmet potential, and the fear that you are somehow behind in the race of life. I have collected every drop of that bitterness, and I'm turning it into a wine of restoration. Your external world has reflected this internal turmoil, presenting you with obstacles that seem designed specifically to break your spirit. I have seen the doors that slammed shut just as you were about to walk through them, the contracts that fell through at the final hour, and the financial drains that appeared out of nowhere to swallow your hard-earned harvest. It feels as though there is a ceiling above you that you cannot break, a glass barrier that keeps you from the abundance I've promised. You have experienced a strange drought in your creativity, a fog that makes it impossible to see the next step or to dream of a future beyond your current survival. Those you trusted have suddenly become distant, and those you helped have forgotten your name. This is the strategy of the enemy, to make you believe that you are cursed, that you are destined for lack, and that my favor has departed from you. But the truth is the exact opposite. This stacking of symptoms, the physical pain, the emotional void, and the external delays, is the sign that you are a high-value target in the spirit. The intensity of the resistance is proof of the magnitude of the breakthrough that is now inevitable. Listen closely, none of these sorrows are your permanent identity. They are not the final chapter of your story, nor are they a punishment for your mistakes. They are divine triggers. In the economy of my kingdom, your suffering is a currency that buys a higher level of authority. Your tears are not falling onto the ground to be forgotten. They are heavenly summons that have activated the armies of the Most High. Every tear you shed in that dark room has become a legal document in the courts of heaven, demanding a sevenfold restoration of everything the thief has stolen from you. You are not falling apart. You are being dismantled so that I can rebuild you into a vessel that can carry the weight of the massive blessing that is coming. The anatomy of your sorrow is about to be replaced by the anatomy of my strength. Your neck will no longer bow under the weight of shame, but will be held high in my glory. Your chest will no longer heave with anxiety, but will expand with the breath of my spirit. The very things that tried to bury you are now becoming the foundation of your new life. Believe this, for it is my word to you. In the eyes of the world, your tears are seen as a sign of surrender, a white flag waved in the heat of a losing battle. But in my kingdom, the perspective is entirely different. I do not see weakness when you weep. I see a soul that is processing the raw material of a miracle. Your tears are a language I understand perfectly, even when you have no words left to speak. They are the liquid prayers that bypass the limits of your mind and reach directly into the heart of my throne. Understand this, my beloved, you are not being punished by the weight of your trials. You are being prepared. Every drop of sorrow you have shed has been recorded, and it has become a spiritual trigger. Just as a seed must crack and weep its life into the soil before it can become a mighty oak, your current season of breaking is the precursor to your season of becoming. You are not drowning in your grief. You are being baptized in a depth of character that those who have never suffered will never know. I am reframing your perspective right now. See your tears not as water falling to the earth, but as power rising to the heavens. You have been building a spiritual authority through the very fire that you thought would consume you. Every time you chose to trust me despite the pain, every time you whispered my name through gritted teeth, you were earning a rank in the spirit that cannot be taken away. We are not battling against your flesh and blood. We are dismantling the ancient patterns of failure that have haunted your bloodline for generations. I'm striking at the roots of poverty, the seeds of abandonment, and the residue of past traumas that have tried to claim you. I am fighting for you, but I need you to step into the authority of this moment. Do not stay silent while the heavens are open. Type this now in the comments. Divine fire, cover me now. This is not a mere comment on a screen. This is a sacred seal, a declaration that you are claiming my protection over your life, your mind, and your future. As you type these words, feel the shift in the spiritual atmosphere around you. You are moving from a victim of circumstances to a victor in my light. Now I want you to understand the power of agreement. When you align your spirit with my word, it releases a momentum that can move mountains. This message is a bridge between your current struggle and your future glory, and your response is the footstep that crosses it. Take a moment to tap the like button. Do not see this as a digital metric, but as an act of profound spiritual agreement. It is your way of saying, yes, Lord, I agree with your plan for my life. I agree that my tears are triggers for your intervention. This simple action signals to the heavenly realms that you are ready for the momentum of breakthrough to be released. You're joining a global assembly of the chosen, who are refusing to let the enemy have the last word. As you press that like button, believe that the wheels of my providence are turning faster on your behalf. The delay is being broken, and the acceleration you have been praying for is being activated. You are no longer standing still. You are moving with the velocity of my grace toward a destiny that is greater than anything you have ever imagined. Come closer, my child, and let me show you the archive of my heart. You have often felt that your pain was an invisible mist evaporating into a cold and indifferent world. But I tell you, I have been there for every drop that has fallen from your eyes. I am the one who keeps track of all your sorrows. I have collected every single one of your tears in my bottle. Not one has been spilled on the ground without my notice. Imagine a celestial vessel crafted from the purest light, filled with the essence of your endurance. In the courts of heaven, these are not just signs of grief. They are legal evidence of your faithfulness. Every time you wept because you were treated unfairly, every time you cried out in the middle of a financial storm, and every time you mourned a dream that seemed to die, those tears were stored as a testament. They are the record of a warrior who refused to let go of my hand, even when the darkness felt absolute. You are not forgotten. You are documented in the very fabric of eternity. But today, I am doing something new. I am taking that bottle of remembrance and I am pouring it into the forge of my divine justice. The very tears that once felt like a sign of defeat are being transformed into a weapon of light. In my hands, the water of your sorrow is being distilled into a holy fire, a fire that will now consume the barriers that have stood in your way. I am turning your vulnerability into your greatest strength. The enemies that saw your weeping and thought they had won are about to realize that those tears were actually the activation of a heavenly counterstrike. As I pour this fire onto your path, it will burn through the chains of debt, the walls of rejection, and the veils of confusion. This is your weapon upgrade. You no longer fight with the strength of your own hands or the logic of your own mind. You fight with the distilled power of my vindication. The tears of the past are now the fire of your future, clearing the ground for the expansion I have promised you. Prepare yourself as this fire begins to move. I am activating 7 layers of divine protection around you. This is the start of a deep deliverance, a sequence of 7 rounds where I will dismantle the fortresses of the enemy one by one. Each layer of protection is being forged in this very moment to shield your heart, your mind, and your household from the backlash of the darkness. You are entering a season where you will be untouchable. I am setting a hedge of fire around your finances, so the devourer cannot touch your harvest. I am placing a seal of peace over your nervous system, so the spirit of fear cannot find a foothold. I am stationing angels at the gates of your future to ensure that only my will can enter. This is not a mere promise, it is a spiritual fortification. We are about to enter the 7 rounds of battle, and with each round, a new layer of this armor will be locked into place. Stand firm, chosen one, for the God of the armies is moving on your behalf, and the victory has already been written in the stars. Look up, my beloved. I'm giving you a divine command to shift your gaze this very moment. For too long, you have been staring at the mountain, measuring its height and fearing its shadows. You have been focused on the bills that stack up on your table, the betrayal that still stings in your heart, and the symptoms that whisper lies to your body. But I tell you today, the mountain is not your master. I am. Look away from the lack. Look away from the people who walked out on you and look into my eyes. When you look down at your problems, you are limited by your own strength. But when you look up to me, you are connected to the infinite resources of my kingdom. This is not a suggestion, it is a spiritual necessity. Your breakthrough begins with your alignment. Align your eyes with my throne, and you will see that what looked like an end was actually just a bend in the road. Your atmosphere is shifting the very moment you choose to fix your eyes on me. Can you feel it? Even as you turn your attention toward my voice, the heavy air of anxiety is beginning to thin. The thick fog of depression is losing its grip. I am shifting the environment around you right now. You are no longer standing in a place of defeat. You are being elevated to a higher vantage point. In the spirit, your focus determines your frequency. When you focus on the storm, you vibrate with fear. When you focus on me, you resonate with peace. This peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of my power within the trouble. I am realigning your spirit with the truth that I am bigger than any crisis you face. The enemy wants you to keep your head down in shame, but I am the lifter of your head. I'm surrounding you with a canopy of my glory, a shield that filters out the noise of the world and amplifies the whisper of my promise. Now do this with me. Relax your jaw, for you have been gritting your teeth in a battle you were never meant to fight alone. Lower your shoulders, let the weight of the world slide off them and onto my capable hands. Take a deep, slow breath. This is the breath of life, the ruach of my spirit entering into your very cells. Breathe in my power and exhale every bit of the poison you have swallowed. I'm here. I'm alive in this room with you. This presence is not a feeling. It is a reality. As you physically surrender the tension in your body, you are spiritually opening the doors for my intervention. You are coming into vertical alignment. The earth beneath your feet may shake, but because your eyes are locked on mine, you will remain unshakable. You are safe. You are seen. You are being positioned for the 7 rounds of fire that will change everything. Behold, the time has come for the atmosphere to be purged. We enter now into the 7 rounds of my divine fire, a sequence of holy strikes designed to liberate your soul from every entanglement. Round 1 begins now, and I am directing my fire against the spirit of heaviness that has sat upon your chest like a cold, suffocating stone. For months, perhaps years, you have felt a weight that you could not name as spiritual gravity that made every step forward feel like a march through deep mud. This spirit has tried to dim your light and stifle your praise, making you feel as though a gray cloud follows you even on the sunniest days. But I say to you today, that stone is being shattered by the hammer of my word. I command that spirit of heaviness to lift. I command every shadow of depression and every anchor of sorrow to release its grip upon your heart right now. I declare it again. Every weight that is not from me must flee from your presence. I command the rock on your chest to disintegrate into nothingness. Feel your chest beginning to expand. This is not your imagination. It is the physical manifestation of spiritual freedom. As the fire of round 1 moves through, you take a deep, unrestricted breath. Notice how the air reaches deeper into your lungs than it has in a very long time. The constriction in your throat is dissolving and the tightness in your rib cage is relaxing. You are no longer under the foot of the enemy. You are standing in the wide open space of my grace. I'm replacing that heavy shroud with a garment of praise. I'm trading your ashes for beauty and your mourning for the oil of joy. The stagnation is over. The grayness is being burned away by the brilliance of my glory. You are light, you are free, and you are breathing the oxygen of heaven. The spirit of heaviness has no place in the sanctuary of your soul. It is gone, and it shall not return. We move now into round 2, where I am dismantling the cycle of invisibility. You have felt like a ghost in your own life, laboring in the shadows, while others receive the credit and the rewards. You have sown seeds of kindness only to be ignored, and you have offered your excellence only to be overlooked by those in authority. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are insignificant, that your voice does not matter, and that your presence is a mere footnote in the stories of others. But I am the God who sees Hagar in the desert and Joseph in the prison. In this round, I am breaking the veil that has kept you hidden. I command the spirit of invisibility to perish. I declare that the season of being forgotten is officially over. I declare it again. The doors of recognition are swinging open, and the spotlight of my favor is falling upon you. You shall be seen, you shall be heard, and you shall be celebrated for the unique light you carry. I'm shifting the perception of those around you. Those who once looked past you will now look to you. Those who ignored your wisdom will now seek your counsel. I'm bringing your hidden faithfulness into the public square. This is your time to manifest. I am accelerating your promotion because your character has been tested in the quiet and found worthy of the loud. You are coming out of the cave and into the palace. The cycle of being the last choice is broken. From this moment on, you are the first called. I am placing a crown of distinction upon your head and a robe of influence upon your shoulders. No longer will you be a spectator of other people's miracles. You are becoming the miracle that the world is waiting for. The chains of obscurity are melting in the heat of my fire, and your name is being written on the hearts of those who can help you fulfill your destiny. Round 3 is now active, and I am revoking the residue of betrayal. My fire is touching the jagged scars left by those you trusted with your heart, only to have them turn their backs when you needed them most. I see the poison that was left behind, the bitterness that tries to root in your soul, and the cynicism that makes you afraid to ever trust again. That betrayal did not just break your heart. It wounded your very nervous system, leaving you in a state of constant underlying alarm. But I am the great physician, and I am pouring the balm of Gilead into those deep, invisible gashes. I command the residue of every backstab and every lie to be flushed out of your spirit. I declare a total healing over your emotions. I declare it again. The power of past betrayals is cancelled. The scars are being smoothed over, and the memory of the pain is being stripped of its sting. I am recalibrating your nervous system right now. Feel the hypervigilance leaving your body. The fight or flight response that has been stuck in the on position is now settling into a deep, divine peace. I am washing away the cortisol of stress and the adrenaline of fear. You can breathe easily again. You can lower your guard, for I am your shield and your very great reward. I am restoring your capacity to love and be loved. I am bringing new covenant relationships into your life, people who will sharpen you, protect you, and honor the treasure within you. The voices of the past that told you that you were unlovable or unworthy are being silenced by the roar of my affection for you. You are being made whole, cell by cell, thought by thought. The betrayal was intended to make you hard and cold, but my fire is making you soft and powerful. You are healing, my chosen one. You are becoming resilient. We transition now into round 4, where I am clearing the fog of confusion. The enemy has tried to surround your future with a thick mist of uncertainty, making you feel as though you are walking through a labyrinth with no exit. You have asked for direction and felt only silence. You have looked for a sign and seen only shadows. This confusion was a strategic weapon intended to make you freeze in place, but my fire is a lamp unto your feet. I command the fog of chaos and the spirit of double-mindedness to vanish. I declare that the eyes of your understanding are being enlightened right now. I declare it again. Clarity is your portion. The path before you is being illuminated with the brilliance of 7 suns. You will know exactly which way to turn, which word to speak, and which hand to hold. I am activating a new level of divine wisdom within you. It is a wisdom that does not come from books or human logic, but from the depths of my spirit. You will find yourself knowing things you were never taught. You will have a discernment that cuts through the lies of the world like a hot knife through butter. The paralysis of analysis is over. I am giving you a no-so spirit, a deep, unshakable conviction about your next move. As this fire clears your mind, feel the mental fatigue lifting. The brain fog that made you feel disconnected and slow is being replaced by a sharp, crystal-clear awareness. You are receiving the mind of Christ. You are moving out of the maybe and into the certainty. Your future is no longer a question mark. It is a bold statement of my faithfulness. Step forward with confidence, for the fog has lifted and the way is clear. In round 5, I'm smashing the financial blockages that have hindered your harvest. I've seen the way your resources have seemed to leak out of your hands, the way unexpected expenses have appeared just as you were gaining ground, and the way the devourer has tried to steal your seed. This is not just bad luck. It is a spiritual assignment against your provision. But I am the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills, and my fire is now consuming the spirits of lack and poverty. I command the windows of heaven to open over your life. I command the gates of provision to be unlocked. I declare it again. Every financial bottleneck is destroyed. Every debt-driven chain is snapped. I am releasing a sudden supernatural supply into your storehouse. You shall have more than enough to fulfill your calling and to be a blessing to the nations. I am commanding a sudden provision to manifest in your reality. Look for the unexpected. Look for the debt cancellations, the rebates, the bonuses, and the creative ideas that will generate wealth you never thought possible. I am giving you the power to get wealth not for your own greed, but for the establishment of my kingdom. The leaks in your budget are being sealed. The stagnation in your income is being broken by a flood of opportunity. You are moving from a mindset of survival to a mindset of surplus. Do not fear the bills, for I am your provider, and my name is Jireh. I'm rearranging the economy on your behalf. Doors that were locked by your credit score or your background are being kicked open by my favor. You are entering a season of sudden wealth that will baffle the skeptics and glorify my name. Round 6 is dedicated to your biological fortification. I'm touching the very temple of my spirit, your physical body. I have seen the chronic fatigue that has made your days a burden, and the insomnia that has made your nights a battlefield. I have seen the inflammation, the unexplainable pains, and the depletion of your vitality. In this round, my fire is moving through your bloodstream, through your marrow, and through your nervous system as a healing force. I command every spirit of infirmity to go. I command the roots of chronic illness to be burned out. I declare a total restoration of your cells. I declare it again, you are being renewed like the eagle. Your youth is being restored. Every organ, every tissue, and every bone is coming into alignment with my original design for your health. Feel the warmth of my presence spreading through your limbs. The heaviness in your joints is leaving. The fire in your nerves is being quenched by the cooling water of my spirit. I am restoring your sleep tonight. You will lie down in peace, and your sleep shall be sweet. I am resetting your circadian rhythms and your hormonal balance. You are waking up to a new day of strength. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. This is not just physical health. It is a supernatural endurance. I'm making you fireproof against the viruses of the world and the stresses of life. Your body is becoming a vibrant reflection of the health of your soul. You are fortified, you are strengthened, you are whole from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Finally, we enter round 7, the sudden acceleration. You have felt as though you are years behind where you should be. You have mourned the lost years of struggle and the time that was stolen by the enemy. But I am the Lord of Time, and I am not bound by the ticking of a clock. In this final round, I'm activating the gear of divine speed. I command the delays of destiny to cease. I declare that I'm collapsing time on your behalf. I declare it again. You will achieve in one day what would have taken 10 years. You will reach the finish line of this season before the sun sets. The hurdles that used to take months to clear will now be crossed in a single stride. You are being catapulted into your future with the velocity of my spirit. This is the season of the sudden. Sudden breakthroughs, sudden promotions, sudden healings, and sudden connections. I am restoring the years that the locust has eaten. You are not behind. You are being positioned for a leap. The momentum of this fire is carrying you past the obstacles that once stopped you. You are moving with an ease and a grace that will leave you in awe. The struggle is being replaced by a supernatural flow. Do not look back at the slow pace of the past. Look forward to the acceleration of the present. I am the God of the breakthrough, and I am pushing you forward into the fullness of your purpose. The 7 rounds are complete. The fire has done its work, and you are now standing on the threshold of a new world. Walk through the door, chosen one. Your time has arrived. You have just walked through the intense fire of the 7 rounds of deliverance, my precious child. You can feel the atmosphere around you cooling, yet it remains vibrant and charged with the residue of my holy presence. This was not a mere sequence of words. It was a surgical operation upon your destiny, a divine recalibration of your entire existence. The heaviness has been lifted, the invisibility shattered, the betrayal revoked the fog, cleared the blockages, smashed your body fortified, and your acceleration ignited. But for this deep work to be permanent, for this deliverance to be locked into your reality, so that no thief can steal it, we must seal it with your voice and your action. In my kingdom, agreement is the lock that secures the treasure. I am looking for your heartbeat to match the pulse of heaven, for your will to join with my sovereign decree in a bond that cannot be broken. Do not allow the silence to creep back in, and do not let the enemy whisper the lie that nothing has changed. Your words are the primary tools of your authority, and right now you must use them to claim the ground we have just won together. I am calling you to make a public declaration in the atmosphere. Type it again in the comments. No door is open to fear. As you type these letters, you are reinforcing the spiritual walls of your life. You are posting a divine notice to every dark influence and every shadow of your past that they no longer have legal access to your heart, your mind, or your home. Your words are authority, and they carry the weight of my kingdom. And as you do this, press the like button. Now let this shield reach others who are still battling in the silence. Your like is an act of spiritual warfare, a ripple of light that expands the territory of my peace to those who are too weary to stand for themselves. You're entering a new dimension of walking with me, a realm where you no longer have to struggle for every inch of progress. This is not a one-time visit to my throne. It is an invitation to a permanent residence in my presence. I am inviting you to make this your daily bread, to wake up every morning under the canopy of my protection, and to walk through your day with the confidence of the chosen. Subscribe. Now this is your new rhythm, protection, clarity, and peace every single day. By joining this family of believers, you are making a commitment to keep your armor polished and your spirit fed. You are ensuring that you never have to face the darkness alone again. What I have started in you today is only the beginning of a grand unfolding of my glory. Stay connected to this frequency of heaven, for the path ahead of you is paved with miracles that are already waiting for your arrival. Hush now, my beloved child. Let the roar of the world fade into a distant whisper. We have walked through the intense heat of the forge, we have faced the shadows of the fire, and now I am inviting you into the sacred sanctuary of my stillness. I am wrapping you in a mantle of peace so thick and so warm that the cold winds of anxiety can no longer reach your skin. This is not the fragile, temporary peace of the world that depends on your bank account or your social status. This is the peace that surpasses all human understanding, a divine shield for your weary soul. Feel it descending upon you like a gentle golden rain, soaking through the heavy layers of your stress and settling deep within the hidden chambers of your spirit. The frantic race you have been running is over. You have reached the shore. Let the waves of my presence wash over your tired heart, smoothing the jagged edges of your worry and hushing the voices of doubt that have been screaming for your attention for far too long. You are safe here in the hollow of my hand, where the noise of the enemy is silenced and only the melody of my unconditional love remains. I am performing a miracle within the very fibers of your being right now, reaching into the depths where medicine cannot go. I want you to pay close attention to the vibration of your body. For so long, you have lived in a state of high-frequency fear, a constant underlying humming of alarm that has resonated even in your very bone marrow. You have been in survival mode for so many years that you forgot what it feels like to be truly still. But that vibration of panic ceasing this very moment. I am reaching into the delicate architecture of your nervous system and resetting the clock of your soul to zero. I am smoothing out the tangled wires of your frantic thoughts and cooling the heated, overworked pathways of your mind. Feel the shivering of ancient fear leaving your bones, being replaced by a steady, quiet, and unshakable strength. The hollow ache that once sat in the pit of your stomach is dissolving into a deep pool of divine calm. You are being recalibrated to the frequency of heaven, where there is no hurry and no lack. Listen to the eternal truth I am whispering to your soul. You are no longer fighting alone. You never truly were, but now your spiritual eyes are being opened to see the truth. The days of carrying the heavy sword until your hand cramped with exhaustion are over. I have moved to the front line of your life, and I have positioned my mightiest angels at your rear to guard your every step. You are flanked by the armies of the Most High, protected by a fortress that no darkness can penetrate. This neurological reset is your undeniable sign that the battle has shifted from your human effort to my sovereign power. You can finally lower your guard. You can release that deep breath you have been holding in your chest for years. Every time the shadow of a worry tries to return, remember this moment of absolute holy stillness. This is your new baseline. From this place of deep peace, you will make better decisions. You will see clearer paths, and you will walk with an authority that fear can never touch. Rest now, my precious one, for I am your constant companion. The enemy intended your tears to be a flood to drown your faith, a dark ocean meant to pull you under and silence your praise forever. But I am the Lord of the tides, and I have intercepted the weapon of your adversary. Look closely, my beloved, for I have taken those very tears, the ones shed in the middle of the night, the ones that burned your cheeks and soaked your pillow, and I have used them as a sacred irrigation for the seeds of glory I planted within you long ago. What was meant to destroy you has instead become the very thing that has made your roots go deep and your spirit grow strong. The ground of your life is now saturated with the DNA of a miracle. I am declaring a divine reversal over every area of your struggle. Those who watched you weep will now watch you reap a harvest so abundant it will defy human logic. I am redeeming every lost moment, every stolen joy, and every wasted year. What was taken from you in the darkness is being returned to you sevenfold in the light of my favor. This is the law of my kingdom. When the thief is caught, he must pay back 7 times what he stole, and I have caught him red-handed in your life. The very people who once looked down on you will now behold the splendor of what I am doing in you, and they will know that I am your God. Behold, I am showing you a vision of your immediate future. I see golden doors, massive and ancient doors that have been bolted shut for generations in your family line, and I am kicking them open with a single word of my power. This is the season of your sudden promotion. You are not just getting a small raise or a minor relief. You are being catapulted into a position of authority and influence that you never thought possible. Watch for the sudden phone call that changes your career path in an instant. Watch for the email that brings the contract you thought was lost forever. Watch for the unexpected meeting with someone who holds the key to your next level. I'm arranging the hearts of kings and the minds of decision makers to favor you. They will not even know why they feel compelled to help you, but it is my hand guiding them. You are being moved from the background to the forefront, from the waiting room to the throne room. The promotion I am giving you is not just for your comfort. It is for the manifestation of my glory. You are being elevated so that the world can see what happens when the Creator of the universe decides to vindicate His chosen one. Prepare your heart, for the height of your promotion will match the depth of your endurance. You are walking into rooms you didn't even know existed, and you will find that I have already prepared a seat for you at the table of abundance. Look into the mirror of my spirit, my precious one, and see the transformation I have wrought within you. The old skin of the victim, the one who was constantly reacting to the blows of life, the one who felt powerless against the whims of others, is falling away like a withered leaf. I'm upgrading your identity today. You are no longer defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what I am doing through you. You are moving from the position of a casualty to the rank of a commander. I have watched you endure the unendurable, and I have seen how you refused to become bitter even when the world was cold. That endurance has been your training ground. Every tear you shed was a drop of oil for your anointing. I am declaring over you right now, the victim mentality is dead. You are a victor, a chosen vessel, a warrior of peace who carries the very presence of the living God. You do not walk into a room as an intruder. You walk into every space as the rightful heir to the promises of my kingdom. As I place this new mantle upon your shoulders, realize that your voice has changed. It no longer carries the tremor of fear or the whine of despair. It carries the weight of spiritual authority. When you speak my words, the invisible realm must take notice. When you declare peace, the chaos must settle. When you command a door to open in my name, the hinges of heaven begin to turn. You are a warrior of peace, not a soldier of worldly violence, but a carrier of the shalom that destroys every work of the enemy. You walk with the seal of my ownership upon your heart, a divine mark that tells every shadow and every spirit of lack that you are off limits. Your authority is not based on your perfection, but on my presence within you. Go forth with your head held high, for you are no longer a slave to your circumstances. You are a master of your destiny, an architect of the future I have shown you. From this day forward, you speak as one who knows that the King of Kings stands right behind you, and the world will have no choice but to listen to the authority you now possess. Now that the fire has cleared your path and the atmosphere of your life has been reclaimed, you must learn the art of guarding the victory I have handed to you. It is one thing to be set free. It is another to remain free. I am giving you 6 sacred stones of wisdom to build a wall around your new season so that the thief may find no crack to crawl back through. The first step is the practice of intentional rest. You must honor the Sabbath of your soul. Do not return to the frantic slave-driven pace of the world. Trust that when you rest, I am working. Resting is a profound act of faith. It is a declaration that you are no longer the source of your own provision. Alongside this, I call you to honor the temple of my spirit, your physical body. Do not neglect the vessel I have given you. Drink the water of life, nourish yourself with what is good, and move your body with gratitude. When you care for your physical health, you are providing a strong foundation for the spiritual authority I have placed within you. A rested body and a clear mind are the first line of defense against the exhaustion the enemy uses to breach your peace. The second part of your fortification involves the gates of your heart and the gates of your mind. You must establish healthy, holy boundaries with those who carry the scent of the fire you just escaped. Not everyone has earned a seat at the table of your new destiny. There are those who only know how to drain your oil, and those who seek to pull you back into the shadows of your past. Love them from a distance, but protect the sanctuary of your peace with a firm hand. And as you set these boundaries, you must perform the final, most vital cut, radical forgiveness. Forgiveness is not an olive branch for the one who hurt you. It is a pair of scissors for the chains that still bind your ankles to their mistakes. Do not let the bitterness of yesterday become a parasite in the garden of your tomorrow. Release them so that you can soar. Cut the cord now and watch how much higher you can climb without the weight of their betrayal dragging behind you. Finally, you must take control of the frequency of your home. Filter out the poison of negative information and the loud, fearful noise of the world. Do not let the digital winds of chaos blow through your mind before you have heard my voice each morning. Establish a new ritual of power, a short but decisive morning decree. Do not come to me as a beggar pleading for scraps. Come to me as an heir claiming your inheritance. Speak to the day before it speaks to you. Declare my protection over your household, my clarity over your decisions, and my favor over your work. These 6 steps are not heavy burdens. They are the keys to a life of perpetual breakthrough. If you walk in these ways, the victory we have secured today will not be a fleeting moment, but the permanent atmosphere of your life. You are the guardian of your glory. Walk in wisdom, and the enemy will find no foothold in the city of your soul. My beloved child, as we reach the culmination of this sacred time, I want you to feel the absolute finality of what has just transpired. This is not a temporary emotional lift or a passing moment of inspiration. It is a permanent, structural change in the fabric of your destiny. Every word I've spoken, every round of fire we have endured together, and every promise I have whispered into your soul is now being finalized in the highest courts of the universe. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and when I speak a thing, it is established. From this very moment, this divine decree has been stamped with the royal seal of heaven. It is a legal document in the spiritual realm that declares your debt is paid, your chains are broken, and your path is clear. There is no power in the shadows, no whisper from your past, and no weapon formed against you that has the authority to reverse what I have done here today. You are walking away from this encounter a completely different person than the one who started it. Now I call you to place the final seal upon this prophecy so that it remains locked into your physical reality forever. Do not let this moment fade into a memory. Make it a monument. Type your final seal in the comments. Right now, it is done. My future is guarded. By writing these words, you are physically manifesting your agreement with the spiritual work that has been completed. You are nailing this promise to the doorpost of your life. This is the Amen that rings through the halls of eternity, signaling to every angelic host that the Chosen One has received the word. As you type, feel the weight of my glory settling upon you, a heavy golden peace that signifies the completion of this divine cycle. It is done. It is finished. It is settled in heaven and now on earth. But remember, my precious one, the journey does not end here. What I have started in you today is a garden that must be tended and a flame that must be kept alive. I am inviting you to walk with me every single day in this new rhythm of power and protection. Subscribe to this family of faith and join our daily assembly of the chosen. By doing so, you are ensuring that my voice remains the loudest sound in your life, drowning out the noise of the world. Press that like button one last time to seal our covenant and signal your total surrender to my love. You are being sent forth not as a wanderer, but as a warrior, not as a beggar, but as an heir. Go now in my authority, walk in the light of my favor, and know that I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. Your victory is not coming, it is here. Step into it. Victory is not a one-time event. It is a continuous atmosphere that must be maintained. Do not step back into the world's noise just yet, for the enemy seeks to steal the seeds of peace we have just planted. To lock in this divine shield and strengthen the walls around your household, you must stay in my presence. Step immediately into the next video, where I will reveal the hidden keys to sustaining this breakthrough and increasing the manifestation of my glory in your home. I have more to tell you, more to heal, and more doors to open. The journey continues. Now follow my voice into the next revelation.